Today I'm going to show you how to replace the battery in your Jawbone Big Jambox. Today what you're going to need is a battery. I use just a regular standard kitchen knife to kind of pry the side open. You could use anything that's kind of thin and stiff to do the sides, and also you're going to need a T6 Torx bit. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is I like to get the label right in front of you as it's facing you. I'll be able to show you where some screws are that are hidden. As long as you have it facing you, then you can find out exactly where they are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pry these end caps off. They have 4 clips in each corner, and the easiest way to do that is to take the knife and go into the middle right here, and you're going to slide it going all the way up, and then you're going to twist until you hear it snap. Okay, and then go on the other side and do the same thing to the top part where the buttons are. I do this because the 2 clips on the top are shorter than the ones on the bottom, and then you can just pop the other ones up with your fingers. As you can see, there's 2 longer clips on the bottom. It's a lot harder to pull those ones out, so I always do the top ones first. Okay, now that we got the sides off, once again, have this facing you. We're going to now turn the Jawbone Jambox upside down. Okay, there's going to be 3 screws. The 3 screws are going to be under this pad in the center, or off to the side in the center. The one towards the closest to the Jawbone tag itself, and this screw that's underneath here. So what I like to do is I just like to peel it up about halfway so that you don't have to, if you take it off completely, then you're going to have to add some either double stick tape or some rubber cement. So we'll take that first screw out. And then this one here too, same way. Keep these screws separate from the rest because they're a different length. You don't want to mix the screws up. I try to keep them separate so you just know kind of where everything goes and if you put everything back. Okay, so now on the sides there's going to be 4 screws right here, here, and here. And then there's these 2 clips right here and here that we're going to have to unclip later to take the bottom off. Here we're going to do the other side. On the other side is where the USB cable is. There's one, it's kind of like a grounding clamp that the screw is going to be holding in place. So just make sure that you put that back when you take it out. See, it's this piece of metal, and then the screw goes through it, and that's what grounds the USB cable to the chassis. So that's the only thing that you got to kind of, you know, make sure you put back. Okay, now that we got the 4 screws out of both sides, now what we're going to do is we're going to pry up the bottom. So you remember these 2 tabs that were on here, we got to lift those up a little bit on that side, and then also on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to pull the bottom up. It may be kind of hard to get up, but if you just keep working at it, it'll pop up. There are no clips that hold it. It's just kind of stuck in there. They use like some type of glue, or not glue, but like a double stick tape. So then that pops up. Okay, and then there's the battery, same as this one. Okay, now there's going to be 8 more screws that we got to take out, right here, here, and here. These metal grounding plates, you just have to make sure that they go in the right spot. If you want, just take a picture with your cell phone so you know where everything goes back together. But we'll remove those. Okay, now that you got those 8 screws, what you're going to have to do is kind of pry the sides out a little bit, and then lift the Jambox up. Okay, here's the Jambox out, and what they did now is they've hid the kind of the connector over on this side. There's going to be 3 more screws that you're going to have to take out right here, 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 and here. Okay, now there's also this circuit board right here. It has 1 screw that's holding it in place right in the middle. So we're going to take that screw out right there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like lift it up and slide it out to the side. There's these little posts that it's on, so you're gonna have to lift it out this way and then swing it off to the side. That's the easiest way to get it without having to disconnect it. So now that the circuit board is folded out, it exposes the connector to the battery. So then you can just pull on those two cables and disconnect the battery. Now they put some double stick tape along the back side of this battery so it sticks in. So you're gonna have to just take something to kind of pry it up and work it out. So then that's how you remove the battery. And then all you really have to do is just follow the steps backwards and you know, put it back in. So put the new battery in and plug it in, and then you kind of want to route the cable so that that the wires aren't being pinched by the board when you put the board back. Just kind of go around the posts. And when you put this board back in, you want to make sure that the wires aren't being pinched by the in between the board. And then there's the two holes, and you're gonna put the screw into the hole closest to the outside of the box, which is on the left. And then you're gonna put the cover back on. Okay. Now we're going to put the case back on. Make sure that you have, you know, the case has a cutout. So you make sure that you put the case going the right way. And then there's the 8 screws that go on the bottom. Okay, and then you remember to put these two metal grounding straps, I guess you'd call them. Okay, and then once you have that, here's the side where the battery touches. So you just make sure you have it going the correct way. Just push that down. And you got those tabs, make sure that you push them in. On both sides. Okay, and then we're going to add the 4 screws on each side. This is the side with the piece that I told you about that goes next to the USB charging port. Then we go to the other side. And add the other 4 screws. Okay, since you got those on, now you can snap the corners back on. So remember that the 2 long ends, they go towards the bottom. You can kind of see how these ones are short and these ones are longer. The longer ones go on the bottom. Those just snap right in. This is the side with the buttons, obviously, because it's got the push button side. They'll snap in. And make sure that sometimes the button gets pushed underneath. Just make sure you can kind of move it with your finger and then you can get to it. And then lastly are the 3 screws that go on the bottom. So that's how you remove and replace the battery out of your big Jawbone Jambox. Thanks.